runway 09, touch and go, Bindoon.
Bindoon traffic, Jabiru 7564 is rolling 09 for circuits. Okay, so again, we look up at the end of the runway, we have our aiming point, we keep it straight. A little bit of power to get rolling, stop sucking up stones, increase the power now. The gyrocopter is no longer a problem for us. Steadily increase the power. As the power comes on, we try to raise the nose, try to get the nose wheel off the ground. Not too high, just enough to keep the nose wheel maybe 4 inches off the ground. As the speed builds up, we'll leave the ground at approximately 65 knots. We're now airborne. Brakes on and off. Keep the nose slightly down below the horizon. Make sure we get good positive speed, good rate of climb. Now we can go to full climb and trim to hold the nose where it should be, just below the horizon. A little bit of right rudder to keep the aircraft pointed at our new reference point, which is on the horizon. We're now going through 300 feet AGL. So because we have a good headwind today, it's fuel pump off and flaps up, keeping the attitude constant. We have a bit of turbulence today, trim back. Right, centre, left, no traffic. Plan the turn to stay inside Romeo 134 Charlie, and a slow climbing turn to the left, mainly aileron. And now we track the horizon until we've turned 90 degrees.
Traffic, off on 78 gyrocopter, turning final 09, touch and go, Bindoon.
Now coming up to the 90 degree mark, and roll out with rudder, and a little bit of aileron. Still inclined, we're now at 800 AGL, looking for traffic, right, centre, left. Aircraft is continuing to climb at 80 knots, we're at 900 AGL. Bindoon traffic, Jabiru 7564 is turning downwind, runway 09 at Bindoon. We're at circuit height, so we'll turn it from a climbing turn to a level turn. Allow the speed to build, slowly power back. Roll out, mainly right rudder. Brakes are off, undercarriage is down and bolted, mixture is automatic. Fuel pump on, hatches and harnesses are secure, and our ignitions are both. Maintaining 1900 feet as we go downwind. We can now look for traffic, and we don't have any problems. We're not getting too close to the runway. Nice bumpy day today, so and there's a bit of thermal activity about.
Traffic, Jabiru 4965, turning downwind, runway 09, Bindoon.
We're approaching 20 degrees past the runway. I've just gained a thermal, so I'm powering back, trimming back.
Bindoon traffic, off on 78 gyrocopter, turning left.
Speed is back below 80, full flaps. And because I gained height that I didn't want, I'm going to extend it up to downwind a little longer. And make sure that the aircraft is established in the descent. At about 1700 RPM and gently turn left. Again, don't allow the bank angle to get too steep, and try to keep the airspeed somewhere around 65 knots. The approach speed at 160 is actually 70 knots, so this aircraft is a little slower. Rolling out, right rudder. Steading happily on 65. I can now look at the runway and determine if I'm a little low, a little high, or about right. I am about right. I'm going to cut the corner just a touch. There's some lift again. And whenever I get lift, I just take the power away. Try to keep the plane flying constantly at about the 70 knot mark. On a smooth day, it's easy to do 65, but on a bumpy day, you just add a few more knots just to give you a bit more control. Bindoon traffic, Jabiru 7564 is about to turn finals onto runway 09 for a touch and go, Bindoon. As we turn the corner, we line up the centre line, and if we're looking at the trees on the right hand side of the runway, you'll see that they're just on or about to touch the runway, and that means we're on glide slope. Now we try to keep this glide slope as constant as possible with the use of power. We try to keep the speed constant. If we start to drop low as we are now, we add a bit of power and keep the plane flying steady at 70 knots.
Bindoon traffic, Jabiru 4965, final runway 09, touch and go, Bindoon.
Then we have another aircraft behind us, which is not our problem. Maintain 70 knots. Windsock check, straight down the runway. Going up a bit, so power back a touch.
Traffic off on 78, turning left downwind 09, Bindoon.
Now we're dropping again, so that's that thermal activity I told you about. Nearly there, so I can power back a little. I'm trying to fly over the top of number 9. That puts me in the middle of the runway. Hold off, look up, let the speed bleed, keep straight. Idle power, and we're down. As you can see, we used a lot of runway on that particular one, but that's necessary due to the turbulence. Perfect. Your aircraft, trim is set, flaps are set, and off we go.